Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for those technical difficulties. But yeah, thank you for joining. We are about to start our Twitter AMA with League of Kingdoms. And today we have Jay Nam, Community Lead, and Paul Shin, Head of Marketings and Partnerships for League of Kingdoms. And before we start, I'd just like to disclose that the commentary provided today is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, tax, or legal advice. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Um, yeah, welcome, Jay and Paul. To kick us off, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourselves and your background, and how you originally got into Web3 and the blockchain industry?
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jay, and I'm the community lead of League of Kingdoms. Um, Before I joined in, I have always been an avid gamer. I'm still a gamer myself. And when I first joined the League of Kingdoms team, I actually thought it was just a gaming company. And later I got into the team, I realized it was a Web3 gaming industry. And as more I learn about the Web3 and what there are, the ideals and the potentials in the Web3 gaming space, that has really fascinated me ever since. And I've been working here for more than a year and a half now, and I've been really enjoying it and times like this to communicate with the community out there that has interest in our game is one of the best times that I enjoy in my work. So thank you very much.
Uh, Hi guys, my name is Paul, aka Tita Paul, and I do marketing and partnership here in League of Kingdoms. I've entered this crypto scene with DeFi projects. However, when it came to my career, I thought and still think that the game field is where blockchain can be brought very quickly, easily, and think that this field fits best with blockchain and NFTs. And this assumption seems to be proven step by step, and can't wait to see the mass adoption in a few years. Thank you for the invite, and hope to have a great time with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for those introductions. So yeah, that's interesting. You said you found out that League of Kingdoms, or you when you joined, you thought it was just a gaming company, and then you got into the Web3 a little bit afterwards. So, what were your favorite games growing up, and what did you do, or just yeah, what types of games did you enjoy playing?
One thing that I might have to pick when was what that was the best game that I've been playing growing up will be probably the Total War series and the Assassin's Creed. And Total War series has been my one of my favorite games from Medieval 2 to like Warhammer Total War 3. And I'm mostly into turn-based game and strategy games like XCOM or sometimes some roguelite like Slay the Spire. Also, I've been playing Pokemon for the past few weeks, quite enjoying it right now. Yeah, and the strategy game is one of my favorite genre of the games that I enjoy, and League of Kingdoms fits right into this genre. So that was the reason why I was happy to work here.
Yeah, it seems like League of Kingdoms is kind of a little bit of a mix of all those genres and aspects that you liked. Would you mind telling our listeners a little bit more about the game, just in case they're not familiar with it?
Of course. Paul, do you want to take in here?
Uh,
And also, Paul, you can introduce yourself about your game history as well
oh,
if you want.
uh, yeah. Yeah. So like, I used to play like a lot of games when I was like really young. Like, enjoy playing like tabletop games, with like friends and family, like Monopoly, Dungeons, Dragons, and like grew up. And when I grew up, like the console games like got bigger and started to play like Mario, Legend of Zelda, as well as like PC games like Minecraft. And like game really brings me back happy memories of like gathering friends and having a good time. And I think that's why game industry is bullish for me and have chosen my career. And uh, with this said, for those who are not familiar with League of Kingdoms, League of Kingdoms is the world's first blockchain-based massive multiplayer strategy game. For those who are not familiar with this genre, uh, you can think of games like Clash of Clans, Rise of Kingdoms, where you build kingdoms and forge alliances with other players and compete in the battlefield. And with League of Kingdoms has launched in 2020, and our team is a huge fan of strategy games like Game of War, Rise of Kingdoms, and back when we have started, when we first ventured into a Web3 space, thought the game industry is a natural fit to Web3 and blockchain technology, and we believe strategy games were one of the best fits for Web3 blockchain games because the genre does a great job in effectively piecing together like various social, economic, political elements, as well as highlighting the importance of digital territories. And basically, our first goal focusing was to like build a game that's entertaining and appealing to the gamers, and then we've started to add on Web3 features one by one when we needed. So I think this makes League of Kingdoms special, other than Web3 gamings from the beginning.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that's interesting that you launched in 2020. I feel like that was probably a really great time to launch a game, given all the craziness in the world at that time. Definitely nice to, like you said, get to spend time with your friends and have fun, and learn about Web3 as well. Um, yeah, so could you tell our listeners how they can get started with the gameplay and the game?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, this game is very much similar to Clash of Clans and Rise of Kingdoms, just like what Paul said. Basically, you build a kingdom, forge alliances with other friends or other alliances member, other players, and compete in the battlefield. That's the basis of our game. So, for the new players that are interested in our game, your primary focus is first to build and grow your kingdom. So you get resources from farming research nodes or hunting monsters, and you build your buildings, train troops, and do the researches with those resources, and basically grow your kingdom to max level. And due to the social nature of this game, it is important to join a very strong alliance to prosper. This is actually my number one tip for everyone who starts to play League of Kingdom, is to find an active and strong alliances out there. You can easily join into one of our communities like Discord and find some of the people there that are actually king or the alliance leaders, and basically you can pick and choose your favorite fit from there. And after you join an alliances, after you join an alliance, you will fight for the throne of the continent in the Shrine War. And as an end game, you can participate in the content called Continent versus Continent Battle, where 8 continents go to war against each other to become the winner and actually earn the local reward. So that's the overall picture of how our gameplay looks like. And also, I want to make sure that everyone knows that League of Kingdom is a free-to-play game. You can start our game on the web page in PC or download an app in Google Play Store or Apple App Store.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like that's a little unusual in this space to find a free-to-play game. So that's really neat. And it sounds like, yeah, thank you for giving us the tip. We should maybe create a Binance US alliance group in the Discord for everybody who wants to join. So I heard you mention that as you're playing, you get rewarded in Loka. Could you tell our listeners a little bit more about the Loka token, like how you earn it and what are some of its utilities?
Of course, first of all, like Loka is available in the Binance as well for purchase and trade. So but in game, there's a whole lot more about Loka that's going on. So first of all, when you participate in the CVC, the continent versus continent battle, you'll be ranked based on you and your continent's performance in the 4-week long event. And at the end of the event, based on your performance, you earn Loka as the final reward. Currently, for the Major League, it's 600k Loka in total is given, 300, 200, and 100k for each brackets. And as of now, you can stake LOCA in your continent, which will provide buff to your entire continent based on the LOCA staked. We use the term stake because it is a quite popular term in the Web3 space, but it is not about yield farming. It is actually providing in-game benefits to your continent and to yourself. So basically, as you stake, your continent has much bonuses on resource regeneration, monster regenerations, and more to farm. And for personal purposes, we are actually introducing a soulbound in-game package, which only you can use without the function to trade it. And there will be so this personal in-game package reward will be sent out every week. So this has, but anyway, this has nothing to do with yield farming. It's all about in-game buff and packages, and that's what we really wanted to aim to give more utility to the LOCA in our gameplay. Now we are looking forward to the Drago launch on actually tomorrow. And after the Drago launch, you will need LOCA when breeding Drago. So breeding Drago will require both LOCA and DST, our utility token. And yeah, so that's the general utility of the LOCA right now. And in the future, as LOCA is our governance token of League of Kingdoms Arena Foundation, when the full dilution takes place at the end of sometime in the future, the token will power the smooth and effective transition into the community-driven DAO. So that's one of our big goal in the future, and we are expecting around like 2024 or 25 for this to take place.
Yeah, that's exciting. It sounds like you guys have a lot of cool things coming forward. So I heard you mention the Drago launch is tomorrow. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about that update and what that entails for users?
All right. So Drago is a dragon-like creature as an NFT in our game. It has been like in our game for users to like have a bit of a taste of it, but tomorrow it will actually have a full launch. So Dragos are just give me 1 sec. Let me clear my mind about it. So Dragos, in terms of in-game gameplay, Drago can accompany your troops or defend your kingdom, providing buff to the kingdom and your troops. And in terms of the other economy, the Drago will require LOCA and DST for its breeding purposes. And for Drago itself, it can actually fly into one of the DSA mines that are in our. There will be updated with the coming launch, and you can farm the DSA, which you can actually mint it to DST, which will be our utility token of the game, so that it will be a new era of our on-chain economy, on-chain and in-game economy, and really excited to see what more it can bring to the community and the game.
Yeah, I've looked over some of the images of the Dragos online, and they look really neat. So it'll be interesting to see those incorporated more into the game. And so I heard you mention both the in-game tokens, DST and DSA. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, so the DST is the abbreviation of Dragon Soul Token, and DSA is the Dragon Soul Amber. So it's an on-chain and off-chain pair, like G just mentioned, of our utility token. So you farm DSA, the Amber, in our game, and you mint it into DST, the token. So if you want to trade or monetize it or transfer it on-chain. Yes.
Gotcha. And so how do users mine the DSA?
So there will be a DSA mine spawn in our continents. It will be the number of the mines will be based on the number of Drago in the continents actually. So because we have like 60 continents with different amount of users playing in there. So if in a single continent there's like maybe like 500 Dragos with the users, it will spawn like 500 DSA mines. For some inactive continents, like maybe someone has like one Drago in the entire continent, there will be only like one DSA mine. But in general, the primary source of like earning DSA will be farming in those mines, and it will be spawned like every 12 hours. There will be we're expecting quite a bit of a competition there, so I'm really excited to see what's coming more. The other source of earning DSA will be our daily quest. So in our in the game, similar to most of the other games, there's a daily quest that you have to perform certain actions to achieve, and in the final reward there will be DSA reward as well. So there will be the basically the faucet of the DSA and slash DST token.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, that's nice that you have the daily quest, so it gives users something different to look forward to each day. Um, well, so still on the Drago, I heard you mention something called a Type 1 Drago. Could you explain that a little bit more? Like how many different types there are and what makes them different?
Sure thing. So Dragos are so in understanding how the Drago and its uniqueness works, Dragos are consist of 7 different parts, and each part can have like one of the 5 elements like fire, aqua, terra, light, and dark. And basically each part represent the appearance of that part, the in-game stats, the element, and whether it is a legendary or not. Each part can be either a normal and legendary. So a Drago is a combination of these different options, which makes each and every Dragos unique. Each type gives different types of buffs. Like the Earth element gives something related to running the kingdom, like healing speed buff, research speed buff, while the Dark type actually gives like more generic buff to all the troops out there. So we did the Drago Genesis sale last year. We gave the user actually the option to choose the parent of the Drago, and thus having some parts guaranteed to have certain elements, or even to get more legendary parts. Now, when the Drago contents launch tomorrow, the Drago breeding will start, and it will actually follow a unique generics to decide this each part. And one thing I want to mention is that the legendary parts are not inheritable actually. So even if and each part actually have like 5% chance to become a legendary upon birth. So even if you have like two normal Drago, if you breed them, you can actually, with good luck, get a legendary part in that Drago. So yeah, so that's basically how the Drago types are decided. And this starting from tomorrow, there will be a lot more Dragos supplied to the market due to the breeding, and really look forward to look into it.
Yeah, very neat. And so, do these aspects, the rarities and the legendary aspects, do they affect the amount of DST a user can earn?
So for now, at the launch, I think it does not directly affect the earning potential of the DSA, because we kind of wanted to have a more stable supply of the DSA from the users, and we don't want it to be very too drastically due to the type differences. But in the future updates, we are planning on some kind of ways to actually have the legendary parts gain more benefits in increasing the speed of how you mine when you mine the DSA. So like if you have a legendary Drago, you can. These are some of the random ideas, but you can like maybe stake the Loka into your Drago, or maybe DST into your Drago, and it can actually boost the speed of mining DSA and DST. And if you have a legendary part, you can actually stake more, which will increase the speed more compared to the normal Drago. So that's some of the things that we are planning on for the future.
Yeah, so may I add a little more? So for this launch, we'll be revealing our rental, breeding, chimeric fusion, and harvesting DST. However, DSA, and however, like we have 5 more contents that we'll be uh, revealing very soon. And one of the content that is definitely upcoming is the Drago Arena. So I believe in that content, legendary Dragos will have a like specific role than normal Drago. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification. So yeah, the users are able to purchase the Dragos as NFTs. Could you tell us a little bit more about the marketplace for these Dragos, and then maybe lead into a little bit more about other NFTs they can purchase?
Yeah, so uh definitely we do have like seven or more NFTs, not only besides Dragos, such as our skin NFTs, land NFTs, egg we do have egg NFTs, and like they're all listed in most of the marketplaces, and we're currently like top ranked on the transaction volume wise in Polygon network currently. And to be more little more specific for the actual players to inform, lands are mostly purchased on OpenSea and resources NFTs on Tofu NFT PlayDAB. And if you would like to purchase our Drago eggs, of course, they're mostly active in Binance Marketplace. And there would definitely be other marketplaces. However, like these are the marketplaces that I mostly use as an actual player. So hope it helps. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I heard you mention skins and resources related to these NFTs. Could you please tell us a little bit more about what those are used for and how users can access those resources?
Yeah, I think Jay
Sure
can.
thing.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Yep, I'll take it from here. So, first and foremost, when we design our NFTs and basically everything, we believe that having a strong utility in the game is crucial, and that's what separates us from most other NFT projects out there, I think. So currently, we have four types of NFTs in League of four or probably more, but the major ones are four types of NFTs: the resource, skin, land, and Drago, as Paul mentioned. And each of these NFTs have its own utility in the game, and they work like a kind of a cogwheel that facilitates the user experience whenever there's need. So for the resources, player can mint their resources as basically when the player have the resource stacked in their kingdom, they can actually mint it into the resource NFT and trade them in the marketplaces. With the coming Drago update, you will need Drago to actually mint the resources. This was added to prevent some of the bots harvesting too many resources and minting it, which is lowering the resource price. But after the Drago update, you will need Drago. And so after this update, there will be more stable and stable supply of the resources into the market, and that's one thing that we are excited. And for the skin, there are several cool looking skins in League of Kingdoms, and actually you can mint the epic and legendary and mythical skin as NFT and trade it with others. Some of the skin has really good stats on it, so it is actually quite fun to search for good skins that you might need in your gameplay in the marketplaces. Land NFT represent the ownership of the coordinate in the continent, and when you own a land, you basically own the coordinate of for that entire continent in the game. And farming resources or spending crystals inside this land will increase the development point and thus increase the land level. And every week, based on the land level, the local land reward is distributed to the users, to the owners actually. So that's one of the source to earn Loka in our game. And finally is the Drago NFT that I think we introduced it enough for it. But yeah, will be a huge update, changing many things in our game, and also it will also have a rental feature as well. So for the free to play players that are interested in playing using some of our NFTs aspects, you can maybe try to rent out a Drago in our marketplace, in our rental page that will be open, and get onto it. So yeah, that's the general overview of our in-game NFTs. There are still a lot more like package NFTs, the soulbound package NFTs, of course the Drago eggs, but primarily these are the most important NFTs I think in our game.
Yeah, thank you for that. That is really cool that you have the rental feature so people can test out the Dragos before they commit to getting one of their own. Um, so in addition to the Drago update that's happening tomorrow, um, do you have any other or can you tell us about any of your other planned updates coming up in the near future?
Yeah, so after the Drago update, we actually have like bunch of stuff to be revealed, and when will be more integration of like PFP NFTs in our game. So we'll make it so that you can bring your PFP NFTs in our game as a profile picture, and if you form an alliance with your friends with the same PFP, you can actually get some buff in game. And for more details, we'll be revealing very soon. So uh, everybody. Stay tuned. And also, we are expecting some major update in our game, adding a lot more features, upgrades to the game. This will give our OG players new things to do and add a more tactical layer to the game. Uh, and finally, we are looking into ways to achieve the interoperate. Oh, I'm sorry.
Inter- Interoperability. It's a long
Interoperability.
word.
Yes, sorry. Thank you. Interoperability of our NFTs. So one way will be a launch of a new game where you can bring your Loka. It will be an expansion of Loka and Land, Drago, or Skin NFTs. So these NFTs will have their own utility in the new game, which will add more value to the NFTs and Loka. So it's still under development, but we are looking forward to the day we reveal more about it. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's yeah, always interesting to hear about more utility of the gaming tokens and the NFTs as well as the interoperability. And with that, do you see that kind of catching on in other blockchain games and play to earn games? Like, what do you see the future of just kind of the general blockchain gaming industry?
Uh, yeah, so one thing that interests me in is the engagement of like tournament, like esports projects with Web3 gaming, and we're already in contact with quite a few projects in relation to the tournaments, and I think it can definitely bring new audiences into this Web3 scene. And also, like I see, there's a shift of focus in Web3 gaming. Like even few years ago, it was all about earning mechanism and like play to earn. But now, like the focus is shifting towards making a quality game that can attract gamers, like just like League of Kingdoms, right? And uh yeah, like I said, Web3 gaming definitely has like edge on certain parts, like transaction between users, community-based reward systems, user engagement, and I think at one point it will just become natural to the blockchain tech integrated into games in one way or another. So yeah, that's what I think. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that idea of kind of having the blockchain games have like an esports type tournament. Um, what other ways do you see it kind of becoming more mainstream? I know you mentioned that you see it going that way, but yeah, how do you see that happening?
Yeah,
So first and foremost, I think a lot of games are a lot of Web3 games are launching like toward the end of this year and like next year. So there will be a lot more games to actually play on in this scene, and that's something that we want to see for so long time because like there were a lot of projects that has NFTs but not the game yet. So that is the one thing that we're expecting it, and some of the games are actually showing great trailers. And if it comes out with a great quality, it will definitely attract a lot of gamers into the scene. And also, we are um, looking into some of the like major AA companies, like getting interested in the blockchain games with their own IP. Like I believe Ubisoft is bringing Might and Magic series to the blockchain game, and there was I think I kind of know that there were a lot of like AA gaming companies interested in this scene, and I believe Yeah, so when that actually happened, like having a AAA games in the Web3 space will definitely attract so much more audiences and will possibly bring mass adoption to Web3, which will increase the size of the pie that we are tuning into and maybe more for us to bite as well. I still think that the Web3 community is a bit different from the Web2 gaming communities, especially in gaming industry. So adapting to this new world of Web3 community might be a challenge to the big gaming companies joining the scene, but still really look forward to see this happening in the future.
Yeah, thank you. So you touched briefly on it, but do you think that so for the future of these large gaming companies like Activision, Sony, etc., do you think they will kind of enter the Web3 gaming space with a unique game, or do you think they'll incorporate it into popular games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, etc.?
I think there are still a kind of a mixed feeling in the Web2 gaming company about the Web3 part yet. So might be at least at the first time might be difficult for the gaming companies to bring in their major IP into the Web3 space. But so as far as I've seen with some of the gaming companies do, they actually try to bring some of their older IPs into the Web3 and basically test out how it unfolds. But after they kind of realize the potentials inside this Web3 space, we might actually see like Fortnite, League of Legends, and like Call of Duty in the Web3 space, and it does not have to mean that everything about the game has to be on chain and operate inside the blockchain, but maybe some small features like the user transaction between the users, or maybe some of the more Web3 style community where the community voices are really strong and really meaningful in the operation of the games. Those kind of parts can start to chip in into and mixed in this major IPs, and maybe in the future we might see everything happening on the blockchain and Web3, and it might make it the distinction between the Web2 and Web3 gaming might just be gone, and it's all just like gaming industry of the future.
Yeah, that's an exciting take. I feel like that's how I'm usually just like a perma bull on everything blockchain. I tend to think that way too, that in the future, kind of everything will incorporate blockchain in one way or another. Um, so you did mention that there are some differences between Web 2 gamers and Web 3 gamers. Do you have any advice for maybe some of our listeners who are already active in the Web 2 traditional gaming sense, but would like to kind of start transitioning and playing some more games in the Web 3 space?
Yeah, sure. I think one major big difference is the how the community actually acts and reacts with the company itself. So we do have a strong community in our Discord and Twitter with more than like 60K in our Discord and 100 something in our Twitter, I believe. Lost the track on it. But anyway, in our Discord, there's a really active member of like each king of the each continents are active in our Discord, and their voices actually gets to us, and they are the like ones who give us a great feedbacks, know sometimes even know better about the game than myself, and that strong sense of community and the union of the players is actually something that's really interesting in the Web3 space. And some games kind of have it in the Web2 space as well, but those are the mostly in the bigger games, maybe like World of Warcraft or something like that. But in Web3 space, there are a lot of communities that's really interesting and engaging. And I talk a lot about community because I'm a community lead, but that's something that I feel strongly about Web3 space and what really makes the scene really interesting to the and probably appealing to the Web2 traditional gamers.
Yeah, so that is really special, the idea of community in the Web3 space. Um, so following up on that, where are the best channels for Binance US users and our listeners to um, stay up to date and learn more about League of Kingdoms and the LOCA token?
Sure. So first, always check out our official Twitter and the Discord. That's the first place where all the informations and news are getting out. We have in our Discord we have like an announced channel and a lot of users based talking in there. In our Twitter, we have the official Twitter showing the important updates, but also we have like the Palace Twitter which shows the in-game updates and some of the other. We're expanding our Twitter space to have more news incorporated in there and the people can see it there as well. And also we post regular update notes on our Substack and Medium. Both of them will be the place to learn more in-depth materials about our game. The article recapping all you need to know about Drago is actually posted right now in our Medium. So please check it out. Basically everything you need to know about Drago is already up there. So yeah, don't miss it. I think that's will be the best place to stay up to date and learn more about our game. And also joining the AMAs like this is the best place to learn and talk about the League of Kingdoms with us.
Yeah, thank you. We've definitely been happy to have you and learn more about the game. And yeah, especially the day before the Drago launch. So definitely really exciting times ahead. Well, with that, I think I have finished all the questions I have. So if each of you would like to take a couple minutes and just say any last closing words to our listeners.
Sure. Paul, do you want to start first, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, so it was really an honor to be invited, and I think I had really fun. And thank you for having us, and hope you guys stay tuned for not only for our Java launch, but also the more revealing contents coming up. And yeah, I hope all the players here, all the listeners here can play our game and try the sip of what's going to come up. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It was really interesting. It was an honor to be here and really always love the AMAs and be with the community. And one thing I wanted to say is that the Drago launch is coming up tomorrow with all new features and gameplay expansions. So please, if you're interested in our game, this might be the best time to start. Take a look. And also, during the crypto winter, we think that crypto winter is the best time to build, and we've been doing it since starting from last year. We've been building a lot, preparing a lot of updates coming in, and this year, all those updates and all the things that we've been building is coming out. First is the Drago launch for tomorrow, but after that, there are still a lot more to unpack to the community. So please be with us and hope you guys enjoy what's coming ahead. So thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was definitely a fun AMA, and I know I learned a lot about the game, and definitely am excited for the launch tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited to keep seeing more updates and keep in touch with you guys via Twitter and Discord. So thank you again, and thank you to our listeners for chiming in, and have a great